The Mark 27 Iron Man suit from Iron Man 3. Disco. Finally got around to unboxing this guy. And I gotta say, it's an okay suit. It's definitely not one of my favorites. I honestly bought him because I intend on building and finishing the House Party Protocol collection. And I need him for that specific reason. Hello everybody, Tanobi2 here. Thank you for joining me once again on another visual tour. Let me find a nice little home for this guy here. And it got me thinking, with the House Party armors kind of coming into an end, we're probably a few suits away from the end, I feel the need to create a top 10 list. So, without further ado, thank you for joining me on a top 10 Hot Toys Iron Man suits, my favorites that have been released through Hot Toys. Let's start off with number 10, and it is Heartbreaker. This is a badass suit. This is such a shame. This suit is phenomenal. It's one of my favorites. I never honestly gave it a fair review, but can you imagine this thing in its badass glory shooting off that chest? Yeah, tell me you wouldn't want to have seen that in the film. I know I did. I really wanted to. In fact, if you saw one of my videos from last year, in a deleted scene, Heartbreaker had more of a sequence where you actually got to see him fire his chest. So I feel that we got cheated on this character. This character had a lot of potential, and we just never saw his full potential. Number 9 is the Mark 43 suit. I actually have grown to love this guy. I think Hot Toys did a really good job in its build, in redesigning it from the Mark 42 previous version. And as I grow to love Age of Ultron, it's definitely not one of my favorite films, I have come to appreciate this suit and its color scheme. It really is nice. Even though last year I did make a video on it, kind of griping about the accessories and not really focusing on a additional chest plate and battle damage and so forth, and there were some other issues with it, but it's made my list because I know that this suit will play a very important part in the Hulkbuster suit that Hot Toys will release when they finally release that suit. So this guy will fit in the Hulkbuster suit, and I look forward to that day. I really do. So this guy is definitely one of my favorites. A lot better than the Mark 42 suit. Definitely. Plus the colors is just more vibrant. Number 8 has to be Igor. Seriously underappreciated. Poor Igor. Hot Toys did a phenomenal job on this guy. As far as scale, as far as articulation, as far as the color palette, they knocked it out of the park. I had a lot of fun with this guy when I first got him. I had so much fun, I ended up making a video about him traveling through Vegas and so forth. That was a lot of fun. Igor eventually did find a home in my display case, but he was just so out of the norm. Collecting Iron Man figures up to that point and experiencing Igor from the unboxing, it was just a delight. It really was. If you guys do not have Igor, I highly recommend you grabbing your very own. It really is worth it. Number 7 has to be Shotgun. What I particularly like that Hot Toys did on this is that they really captured the color of this suit. Considering that we only technically saw Shotgun in a battle scenario with the fake Mandarin or the artificial Mandarin or whatever, they really knocked it out of the park. Not to mention that exhaust thrust in the back that's lighted, the technology that they incorporated into the helmet, where when the visor goes down, it lights up. I really do like this suit. It's definitely one of my favorites. Right down to the waist area that's lighted with the battle damage. They just did a really good job on this guy, and I've grown to love him. I really have. This is really one of my all-time favorite suits, and in pure daylight, the colors just shine. They really do. Awesome suit if you don't have them. Number 6 has to be the Heavy Construction Brothers, Stryker and Gamma. They did a really good job. Again, characters that were that are part of the House Party protocol that never really got a lot of screen time. I know Stryker got screen time. Gamma, I honestly don't remember seeing Gamma in the film. I know he's somewhere flying around there, but this would have been a phenomenal key sequence to have seen these two, tag team and fighting off the bad guys. We did get to see Stryker, but it would have been cool to see Gamma. Number 5, it has to go to the Mark 1, the one that started it all. This is probably by far, this is the Hot Toys version 2. The suit proved so popular that they ended up releasing a second version of the Mark 1. And this is probably one of the harder ones to get. I think it was released back in 2013, and it is definitely a all-time fan favorite. It's the amount of detail that Hot Toys threw into this guy that I particularly like. The exposed wiring, it's the exhaust flame through the hand. They just really did it on this guy. It's just nice. It's just really plus the leather exposed through the elbows. It's just a nice overall added touch. Very nice. If you don't have this guy, he's definitely worth it. He definitely made my list. Number 4 has to go to the Mark III. The Mark III is by all time one of my favorite suits, and Hot Toys did an okay job on this guy. I wanted more. This is the second version of the Mark III, which is the diecast, and the only thing I can gripe about this one is that I wanted more diecast. Only the legs were metal, and from the torso up, they just used a lot of heavy plastics on it. I would have just preferred more of a metallic finish to it. It seems kind of like cherry red on certain aspects and certain parts, but overall, it is nice to have a decent looking Mark III, especially part of the original Hall of Armor. So number 6 is number 3 has to go to the Mark VI, and I'm giving the Mark VI love. I have to give this suit love because this was released at a time where collecting Iron Man suits had just taken off for a lot of us in the community. And I really do feel that Hot Toys did an exceptional job on this guy. I am aware of the pink panties, and I am aware of the articulation and as far as the waist and so forth. And they have made stride improvements as far as the facial sculpts towards Robert Downey Jr. But overall, I love it. I mean, this is just a good-looking suit. And I do know that there is a version 2 of the Mark VI coming out, which I'm actually really excited that they're going back and revisiting this. And I mean, you understand the Mark VI was featured in 2 films. It was featured in Iron Man 3 and Avengers. So this suit needs definitely a lot of credit. You guys knew very well that Starboost was going to make this list. You guys have been asking me one of my all-time favorite suits, and it is Starboost. Starboost comes in number 2 as one of my all-time Hot Toys Iron Man suits favorites. I love space, I love NASA, and I really do love that they were able to make this character shine. Again, this is one of those characters that I would have loved to have seen more in Iron Man 3, but you kind of see him in a quick flyby in the film, and that's about it. In the deleted scenes, though, he did have a more of a significant role in the same way that Heartbreaker did, where it was more of a gag where he would kind of fly down and he would take off his jetpack and put it on the goon, and he would take off. In fact, I actually filmed the sequence in one of my earlier videos. Starboost rocks. I mean, that jetpack with the lighted pips on it, it's just awesome. I really do love Starboost. And you guys are probably going to want to know, number 1, it has to go to the Mark 7 and all its damn ass variants. Yes, number 1 has to go to Mark 7 and all the variants, and I'm going to bitch about this. I'm one of the ones that will complain about cloning, but I am a sucker in buying them all. And Hot Toys knows that, and collectors will always buy the Mark 7. Mark 7 has to go down in history and in record as one of the most bought suits. They knocked it out of the park the very first time. I mean, when the Mark 7 first came out back in 2012 or 13, not sure, I don't remember. It sold out extremely fast, and Hot Toys got wind of that and roll out the colors. This is the beautiful suit. Again, the Mark 7 was the one that battled the Chitauri. It was the one, it was for most of us, it was one of the suits that, you know, we finally got to see in the film for the very first time, if you saw Avengers. Guys, like, subscribe, leave your comments below. Let me know what you think about my collection. See ya.